All right, strap in, everyone. We are going deep on Paatal Lok Season 2 this time.
Ooh, yes.
It's been like, what, 5 years since Season 1?
A long wait.
And it doesn't just live up to the hype.
Right.
It seriously surpasses it.
Definitely.
It is good.
Yeah.
So this time, we're going beyond Delhi.
Out of Delhi.
We are headed to Nagaland.
Yeah.
For a story that's got murder, political schemes, and some seriously sharp social commentary.
Definitely.
We've got some great podcast notes here to guide our deep dive.
Looking forward to it.
So let's uncover all the layers of this critically acclaimed Indian crime thriller.
Let's do it.
I mean, one of the first things that struck me was, how Paatal Lok uses that shift to Nagaland to make a statement.
Exactly.
It's not just like a random exotic backdrop.
Right.
It's a region with its own history, socio-political dynamics.
Right.
And we see all of that.
You see that reflected.
Reflected in the characters, the conflicts, the plot.
It's all there.
Yeah.
Woven in.
I was thinking the same thing because taking the story out of Delhi really allows the creators to explore a side of India.
Oh, yeah.
That we just don't usually see in mainstream media.
Right.
Especially with this level of depth.
Absolutely. And it's not just showcasing a different setting.
Right.
It allows the show to challenge those stereotypes about Northeast India.
Oh, yeah.
Take Meghna Barua,
Yeah.
the Naga police officer.
Yeah.
She's not a sidelined character or a simple representation of the exotic Northeast.
Right.
She is a complex, capable woman navigating a system that often marginalizes her people.
That's a great point.
It makes you think
It does.
about how media shapes perceptions
It really does.
of different regions and cultures.
Yeah, and her character
Yeah,
is such a powerful counter-narrative to the way Northeast India is often portrayed.
for sure.
But getting back to the plot for a second.
Sure.
Bringing back Hathiram Chaudhary and ACP Ansari after 5 years was a brilliant move, wouldn't you say?
Oh, absolutely.
Especially with how their dynamic has evolved.
Yes, it's fascinating to see how their relationship has shifted.
Totally.
The power dynamic is reversed.
Yeah.
With Hathiram now in a position of authority.
Right.
Which adds,
A whole new
layer of tension.
Yes.
But despite the changed circumstances, you can sense the deepening bond between them.
Totally.
Subtle but powerful.
Yeah, their history from the first season really informs their interactions in this one.
For sure, it does.
Like they're carrying the weight of those experiences.
Yeah.
It shows in their every glance, every conversation.
It does. It certainly does.
Now, the heart of this season's mystery is the murder of Jonathan Tom.
Yeah.
This prominent Naga leader found dead in Delhi.
Right.
And right from the start, we just get the sense this is more than a simple homicide.
Way more.
It feels like that murder is just the tip of the iceberg.
Yeah.
We've got business summits, drug trafficking, political maneuvering, all these threads intertwining to create this web of intrigue.
For sure.
And the deeper we go, the more tangled it gets.
Definitely. That layered narrative is one of Paatal Lok's trademarks.
Yeah.
Weaving this complex tapestry of India's social issues.
It really is.
Missing persons, drug rings, systemic corruption, all these subplots intertwining to paint a picture of the darker side of society.
And the title, Paatal Lok, meaning netherworld.
Right.
It really takes on a deeper meaning in this context.
Absolutely.
It's not just a catchy name.
No.
It's a metaphor.
It is.
For these social hierarchies, these underworlds where characters are struggling to survive.
Yes.
Find their place.
Exactly. And the show goes beyond just solving crimes.
It does.
It's about examining the systems that create these netherworlds.
Right.
The forces that keep people trapped within them.
Yeah.
The moral compromises people make to navigate them.
All right, let's talk about the performances for a minute.
Okay, yeah.
J.D. Balawat as Hathiram.
Yes.
Is absolutely phenomenal.
Phenomenal.
He brings this incredible rawness and vulnerability to the character.
Alawat's performance goes beyond just, being good.
Right.
He captures Hathiram's internal struggle with such nuance.
Yes.
Look at how he uses subtle facial expressions and body language
to
convey Hathiram's inner turmoil.
Yeah.
The way he hunches his shoulders after a brutal encounter. It speaks volumes about the toll that violence takes on him. It's brilliant.
It's true. He's not just playing a tough cop.
Yeah.
He's bringing humanity to a character grappling with nihilism. A relentless sense of duty.
Yeah.
And those helmet fights?
Oh, yeah.
So visceral.
They're brutal.
Brutal. captivating.
And so captivating, yeah.
It's clear that the focus is on tension over spectacle.
Exactly. The action isn't there to glorify violence.
Oh.
It's gritty, realistic.
Yes.
And it's designed to make you feel the weight of every blow. You're right there in the thick of it with Hathi Ram, experiencing the raw brutality of his world.
While Alawat delivers this captivating performance,
He does.
we can't overlook Tiyotama Shom as Meghna Barua.
Oh, no, absolutely not.
She embodies this quiet strength and dignity.
Yes.
That's incredibly powerful.
Shum brings a sense of authenticity to her role.
It does.
That's truly remarkable, yeah.
You can hear it in her accent, see it in her demeanor.
Yeah.
She perfectly captures the essence
She does.
of a Naga police officer navigating this complex world.
It's refreshing to see such a nuanced portrayal.
It is.
Of a character from Northeast India.
Yeah.
It feels like a deliberate choice.
It does.
To challenge stereotypes and showcase the region's diversity.
And then there's Nagesh Kukunor as Kapil Reddy.
Oh, yes.
The bureaucrat with his fingers in every shady pie imaginable.
Right.
Talk about a chilling performance.
Yeah, he's so good.
He brings this unnerving calmness to a character who's clearly pulling strings behind the scenes.
Right. He really is. Kukunor is so good at portraying those morally ambiguous characters.
Yeah.
You're never quite sure where his loyalties lie.
Right.
And that underlying tension just keeps you guessing until the very end.
It does.
His connection to the drug trade in Nagaland makes him an especially formidable antagonist.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
It really makes you wonder, who's playing who in this game of power?
Exactly.
And speaking of powerful elements,
Yeah.
the director Avinash Arun
Yes.
deserves a round of applause.
Oh, absolutely.
His vision for this season is stunning.
Arun masterfully blends cinematic realism with social commentary.
Yes.
And it's so effective.
It is.
It's not just about showcasing the gritty underbelly of society.
Right.
It's about highlighting the human stories within that world.
Right.
Take, for instance, the way he uses those seemingly mundane moments, a hotel worker's phone call, a child playing in the street, to humanize the chaos around them.
Yeah.
It's brilliant.
It's those small details.
Yes.
Those glimpses into everyday life that really ground the story.
It makes it feel so real.
Yeah, it makes it feel so real.
Yeah.
You're not just watching a crime thriller.
No.
You're experiencing the world through the eyes of these characters.
Precisely. And speaking of experiencing the world, the show's use of multiple languages is another masterstroke.
I was going to say.
Hindi, English, and Nagamese.
Yes.
All woven together seamlessly.
Seamlessly.
Immersing you in the cultural landscape of Nagaland.
I love that. It felt so authentic.
Yeah.
And it added a layer of depth to the storytelling.
Absolutely.
It's a far cry from those stereotypical portrayals we often see.
Right.
Which tend to flatten the complexities of the region.
Exactly. This multilingual approach reflects the reality of life in Nagaland.
Right.
And more importantly, it avoids reducing the characters to simple stereotypes.
It does.
It's inclusive storytelling at its best.
This season is definitely more complex than the first, wouldn't you say?
Yeah. It is. It is.
There were times when I felt a little overwhelmed.
Sure.
By the sheer number of subplots.
Yeah.
We've got the murder investigation, the drug trade, political conspiracies, and then there are those orphan kids.
Right.
The whole storyline with the drug peddlers.
Yeah.
It's a lot to juggle.
I can see how it might feel overwhelming for some viewers.
Right.
This season demands your full attention.
It does.
That's for sure. Yeah. It's not a passive viewing experience.
Right.
But for those willing to put in the effort,
the
payoff is huge.
It is.
Each subplot adds a layer of understanding
to
the larger picture, revealing the interconnectedness of these seemingly disparate worlds.
You're right. And even though the plot is dense,
there
are these incredibly poignant moments that elevate the narrative.
Yes.
These moments of human connection amidst all the darkness.
Right, like when Hathi Ram shields a child from seeing a corpse. That scene just got to me.
Me too.
It showed a different side to this hardened cop.
Yes.
A flicker of compassion.
Yes.
In the midst of brutality.
Those moments are essential.
They are.
They remind us that even in the darkest corners of this netherworld, there's still humanity, compassion,
there is
the potential for change.
And they contrast beautifully with the scenes where the characters grapple with moral compromises.
Oh, yeah.
Like when Ansari quietly stands up against systemic bias.
Yeah.
It's subtle, but it speaks volumes about his integrity
in
a system that often rewards corruption.
Now let's talk about that ending.
Okay.
Ambiguous.
Very much so.
It leaves you with a lot more questions than answers.
It does.
Found myself wanting more closure. A clear sense of resolution.
I think that lack of clear-cut resolution is deliberate.
Oh, okay.
The show avoids giving us easy answers.
It does.
Instead, it reflects the messy reality of the world.
Yeah.
Where justice is often elusive, right?
And political compromises muddy the waters.
Yeah.
The writers want us to grapple with these complexities.
I think you're right.
To question the systems that create these moral dilemmas.
It's frustrating.
It is.
But also thought-provoking.
Yeah.
It stays with you long after the credits roll.
It does. It lingers.
Overall, I'd say Paatal Lok Season 2 is a masterclass in storytelling.
It is.
It manages to balance social commentary with compelling character-driven drama.
Yes.
Proving that sequels can be just as good as,
if not better than.
If not better than the original.
The original, exactly.
Yeah, it really raises the bar for Indian crime thrillers.
It does.
It's not just entertaining. Yeah. It's a story that makes you think, challenges your perceptions, and lingers in your mind long after you've finished watching it.
It really does, yeah.
A landmark series for sure.
It is.
The authenticity shines through in every aspect.
It really does.
The writing, the performances, the direction.
It's all meticulously crafted to create this immersive experience that feels both raw and real.
Yeah, it's a testament to the power of strong storytelling.
And it's not afraid to tackle tough issues either.
No.
It exposes the systemic corruption within governance and policing.
It does.
Forcing us to confront uncomfortable truths about the society we live in.
Right. And by challenging stereotypes about Northeast India, it opens a window into a world that's often overlooked and misunderstood.
Yeah.
It's a reminder that there are countless stories waiting to be told.
Right.
Countless perspectives that deserve to be heard.
So what does all of this mean for you, our listener?
That's a good question.
If this show is a mirror, what does it reflect about our own societies? Even if we're far removed from the setting, what netherworlds exist in our own communities?
Yeah.
What systems keep those cycles going?
That's the real power of Paatal Lok Season 2.
I think so, too.
It's not just a crime thriller.
Yeah.
It's a call to action. It is.
It challenges us to look beyond the surface, to examine the structures that perpetuate injustice, and to consider our own roles in creating a more equitable world.
Right.
It may be set in India, but the themes it explores resonate far beyond geographical borders.
They do. It's a reminder that we all have a responsibility to challenge injustice, to speak out against corruption.
Absolutely.
And to amplify the voices of those who are marginalized.
Yeah.
It's heavy stuff.
It is.
But it's also incredibly compelling and important.
I think Paatal Lok Season 2 is a must-watch.
I agree.
It's a journey into the heart of darkness, a story of crime and corruption. But it's also a testament to the resilience of the human spirit.
Yes.
And the power of hope in the face of adversity.
You won't regret taking this deep dive.
No, you won't.